mothering me. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We're your hosts. I'm the Bake Show Shake and Bake, and I got the Nard Dog Bernard Green along with me. And my God, do we have a bevy of topics that we have to break through this evening. It's been a hell of a weekend leading up into this week, chat. We had the holidays, so that pushed our show to Friday. WarGames happened on Saturday. Monday Night Raw was supposed to be epic. It was good, but it wasn't anything close to epic. There was one thing I would say that was epic on that show, but does it make the whole show epic? And I don't really think so, but we can talk about that later. Bernard, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just here, run, ready for the week to wind down, and hectic week, man. But hey, like I said, we're coming into another holiday in a few weeks. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm a big Christmas guy, getting excited for that type of season. Shaky Claus is getting excited about all things Christmas for sure. So I'm not shying away from that season. I hope everybody who celebrates enjoys their Christmas. And if you enjoy another holiday, make sure you spend it with your loved ones and spend it properly. All right, so let's get into the wrestling, scrassling, bumping and grinding that we got going on over on Friday Night SmackDown. Ultimately, not the most eventful show, but I'll tell you what, Jade Cargill continues to make her stamp on this women's division. It was Chelsea Green's crowning moment as the United States Women's Champion for the second time, the only two-time Women's U.S. Champion in company history. Belt's not that old, but still, she demanded a celebration that she never really got in the first place. And the week before that, she was running her mouth, right? She was talking about, oh, I'm the best woman on this roster, blah, blah, blah. I am the two-time U.S. Women's Champion. And one Miss Cargill took exception to that, and she came out and absolutely ruined her celebration, hit Chelsea with Jaded in the middle of the ring, made Alba Fire look like a rag doll, didn't have much to do with that. And Bernard, this is something you asked me months ago, buddy. And this is also something I talked about, I think, on a live stream when Jade came on. You asked me, did I think that Jade needed to beat a couple more world champions to get to that level? And I agreed. I was like, yeah, I think that would help her out a lot. That didn't happen. She beat Tiffany Stratton anyway by way of Queen of the Ring, which she did really well in that, and she's looked a lot better. Do you think this makes up for the fact that she wasn't beating world champions, the fact that she's just going on an absolute tear and not just like attacking people in a faction, having people help? She is straight up dominating the SmackDown women's locker room right now.
Okay, and I'm glad you asked me that question. First of all, if I answer that question, shout out to Marshall Carpet 13X.
Leroy.
Leroy. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for joining, Leroy. I've been thinking about this for about over a week now about Jade Cargill. I'd say she's doing it, but she's not doing it against the people who is best at it, if that makes any sense. She's dominating the women's division, but there's no Bianca Belair. There's no she's not feuding with Charlotte Flair right now. She's not doing it against the people. Against the women who is best at it. Now, yes, Tiffany Stratton, she have a hell of a career. 2025 was her year. She was awesome as champion. I'm not knocking her, and I'm not knocking Chelsea Green, the first ever United States Women's Champion. But Tiffany Stratton, even though they say she's been on the main roster for like maybe a little over a year or 2 years now, she's still fresh. Chelsea Green, yeah, she was here back for, but I don't know if I really look at Chelsea Green as that top tier main roster woman talent just yet. And I'm not knocking her either. But to your point, Shake, I think Jade, like I said, I think Jade is doing it, but I want to see her do that and have that same dominant and energy when Bianca Belair steps to her, or Charlotte Flair steps to her. Right now, she's doing it against, main, like mid card women talent.
Sure.
So
Sure.
that's how I look at it. Now, will she do it against the people who's best at it? Hey, she has a possibility. I'm not going to say no.
See, that was my
Yeah.
next question for you.
Yeah.
Does this just straight up, and because this is what you look at, like let's put it in a football perspective, right? If you're at the top of the conference, what are you supposed to do
Mhm.
to bad teams? You're supposed to
Yeah,
beat
you
the hell
posted
out of
you
them,
post of course.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what Jade is doing right now. Like, she's
Right.
facing these lower rung people, but she is absolutely annihilating them. There's no, oh, I almost rolled up Jade Cargill, or, oh, I almost had her there. She is leaving no question. So my question was to follow up, does this last few weeks make you believe that when she does get that Bianca, when she does get that Charlotte, she will go over? Do you think like she's shown enough to say, okay, she didn't get that early on, but now you kind of feel like she can beat those women?
Right. Yes. And also let's throw a Nia Jax in there. Because see, I think Nia Jax has
Mm-hmm.
one match up against her or two in all. She's
With
a former
Lash too.
champion. Yeah, with Lash. So see, I want to see Jade Cargill do that. Now, she looks the part, she acts the part, but can she accomplish the part is what I'm looking for. Like you say, like I'm not knocking Chelsea Green or Tiffany Stratton or anything like that, and I'm not saying that they're bad teams, but if they're if Jay's supposed to be like this, main roster talent, and she's gonna get these mid roster talent. Okay, like you said, you're supposed to beat up on a team or opponent that's below you. That's expected of you. What I
Mm-hmm.
really want to see you do, heck, go up against a Hall of Famer. Who knows?
Sure.
Like Stephanie Vicaire, she done it. And I think we'll get to her later on in the show. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, so far, I it seems I like what I'm seeing, but I love if she
Right.
do the same dominant against higher mid top talent, and I think she has a chance to do it.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. I think my wrestling fandom, and this is something I talked about with Patty Pitts, in a little sit down interview I had with him, a little preview of
Oh,
what's
wow.
coming up next week out of the Bake Show. But we were talking about like possibilities and things like that, and how we
Mm-hmm.
both like to look at people and what's going on right now and say, okay, how can this work? What are we going to do? And what I'm looking at right now, towards your point, the path
Mm-hmm.
Jade Cargill is on is really
Mm-hmm.
good right now. Can she
Mm-hmm.
still pull it off against I think what we're doing, and I'll say this right now: Bianca Belair is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and we're going to get Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania, and that is Jade's sink or swim moment in her career, in my opinion. And I think
Mm-hmm.
now she's more ready than she ever has been.
Mm-hmm. Right, I agree, and also too with the character change. I think
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, it's
think
so good.
yeah, it was so good the character changes. See, sometimes you maybe switch it up. Now, me, I don't like heels or whatever and all, but if this character, but the character change, okay, it makes sense. Okay, now show me the real Jade Cargill. Now show me the Jade Cargill, how say in AEW, but even more WWE form, like you was,
Sure.
like she said, like feed her, like give her competition. All right, we're gonna give you competition, but I must remind you guys that and Jay Cargill, like I said, I'm a fan, but once you get this competition, because WWE is gonna feed it to you. This ain't
Mm-hmm.
AEW when you went undefeated and you had like a mid-card championship. I mean AEW. This is the like what Becky Lynch said. This is the big time. This is the big leagues. And you got to win the championships. You got to win the matches against the top opponents, which I was saying. And like I said, she has a possibility, and I believe she can do it. But hey, you about to get fed, Jay. So be ready.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on with Jade Cargill. Certainly promising things. Story will be told. Speaking of stories being told, there was a 5-on-5 good old-fashioned Survivor Series elimination match. Sami Zayn, Motor City Machine Guns, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rey Fenix versus the MFTs. Solo
Hmm.
Sikoa was the sole survivor, won the match for the MFTs, but that's not really the story, Bernard. Not whatsoever. Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas have been following Solo in the MFTs for weeks now, and they have finally made their move. Uncle Howdy gets in, ends the show, hitting Solo with that Sister Abigail. Do you feel like now this is one of those groups that's been in the main event scene? Do you feel like now we're starting to pick up a little bit more steam with the Wyatt Six, or you still feel like you're waiting for something?
I think this is what we was coming, not I won't say all the way, but I say it's close to. This is what we've been wanting since when the Judgment Day was hot. Right now, the Judgment Day is hot due to a certain superstar returning, which we'll get into that later. But this is what we're looking for. Solo Sikoa think they're this dominant faction in the blue brand and all, but then Y6 like not so fast. And like again, it seems like the Y6 goes after people that turns their back on their own family. Now, even though Solo got his own family of his own and can whatever, but it's like he turned his back on the OGs, on the OG bloodline. And I sure look forward to see where this feud and where this storyline is going to go at. But so far, this is what we've been wanting since when the Y6 return and go against the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we're starting to get to that right direction. We're kind of past like these smaller groups, kind of building them up. Now we're to a legitimate faction. Solo was attached to Roman not that long ago. This is a good move. They're still the tag team champions on SmackDown. It's another good thing. And this is something I think you brought up. They've got some rumblings and mix-ins with the Street Profits now. That's obviously on the back burner, but that's another big group they can go to. And
Hmm.
not that I'm saying Bo Dallas is going to be world champion anytime soon, but do you think that Bo Dallas kind of needs to be in a spot where he wins at least some kind of singles championship, to or somebody in that group wins a singles championship? Because I guess it doesn't need to be Howdy if he wants to be this omnipotent guy on the outside. But like, do you feel like they need a little bit more? Would you like to see, maybe Eric Rowan as the U.S. champion?
Yeah, I don't mind that, but I don't mind that. It could be U.S. champion because I mean, hey, rest in peace. Luke Harper, Brody Lee. He done it when he was with the original Wyatt family. Um,
Right.
and Bray Wyatt, he didn't win his championship until later on after the Wyatt family was cemented.
Yeah.
This it was solidified. But I'll say in this particular moment, I say, yeah, I wouldn't have no problem with that. But being that this is Uncle Howdy's faction, Uncle Howdy needs to be in that position more than Eric Rowan. And I'm gonna tell you why, because he's the leader of that group. Obviously, they are already tag team champions. To make if I want to say put the WWE championship on them, I say put at least the United States Championship on them at said this say the least. Then we'll say, okay, now we're going somewhere with the Y6. They be like more serious. They're serious now because see they're going at the MFT, like so looking for to that storyline. But I say Uncle Howdy fits that position more than Eric Rowan.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one. I mean, it would make it much more legit, in my opinion. But yeah, right into the meat of what we got to talk about here tonight, Bernard. Survivor Series WarGames happened over the weekend. The women's kicked off the show, and we weren't right about this one. JC called this
Nah.
one right on the nose. Rhea Ripley and co. Rhea, AJ, Charlotte, Io, and Alexa did pick up the victory. It was really well done. The theatrics in it were good. IYO SKY hit the damn swanton off of the the cage with a trash can on her head, and Becky was nowhere to be seen when that collision happened. She backed right on up from the pile and was just astounded. Funny little thing happened. AJ was trying to get the garbage can to AJ, and then Rhea
Yeah.
like gets underneath her. She needed uppies. She knew that was very
Right.
funny. But take a brief moment here. Certainly a character that was never on WWE. Oh, he was on WWE television actually. And certainly became very beloved to WWE fans. CM Punk's dog Larry. He passed away over the week. They had to put him down. So, thoughts and prayers out to CM Punk and AJ Lee. That's tough. Losing a pet, it's never fun, especially, they don't have kids. So, when you have a pet and not kids, it's a weird relationship. But yeah, rest in peace, Larry. Hope you're having fun up there. Everybody loved him backstage. CM Punk was always bringing him around, and you always saw him. But, good for AJ Lee and that team. What'd you think of the match?
Overall, I love the match. Now, some people, my Oscar followers went in the group chat. If y'all watching this, obviously they probably didn't like the end of the match. Oscar losing another, pay-per-view. But overall, I think the match was great. First of all, shout out to all 10 women. They all crushed it. Nia looked great. Charlotte Flair with the nice, gear. Nia nice gear. Everybody looks stunning, but I want to give a shout out which Triple H had said. I didn't look at the interview with Triple H with post show, but shout out to Lash Legend. She proved that she belongs on the main roster. And I say give it at least a year or 2 years. I give it a year that she have singles gold. I don't know if it'll be like the main gold or not, but she should have a tag team championship run or a singles mid card title run, and then I say have her win next year's Royal Rumble. However, is like she's proven herself how dominant she could possibly be. I mean, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but she proved that she belongs. She dominated that match up until when Asuka missed her in the eyes. I was like, oh man, that was crazy. But she was, I said, between her and IYO SKY was the MVP of that match.
And that's funny you brought up Lash Legend, because that was my sole takeaway too. Everybody else was exactly who you expected them to be. Not much to really write home about, I guess. Obviously IYO's spot kind of stole the show, I think. But
yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Charlotte's gear. It was really cool. It was designed by a 7-year-old who's fighting brain cancer. So shout out to her and her family. Thoughts and prayers to you. It's absolutely horrible that you have to go through that, but really cool. Sat on the walkway, got a moment with Charlotte when she was making her entrance. The entire gear was designed with Charlotte and that little girl. So that was awesome. Really like seeing stuff like that. And back to Lash Legend. That was my takeaway from the entire Women's WarGames match as well. Comes out to hardly any reaction, and that I'm not worried about, just because the main roster, mainstream fan doesn't really know who she is yet. If you don't watch NXT, you have next to no idea who she is. She's been on SmackDown for a couple weeks, but not really enough for you to really understand why people are so excited about Lash Legend. But you said it. I think she showed exactly why everyone was so excited about her that knew who Lash Legend was. She came out in a big spot. She was soloed against every babyface in that match and performed well. I think there was one spot where I was kind of like, but whatever. I instantly forgot about it. She was amazing throughout that entire spot, and I agree with you. I think the Women's United States Championship is well within her grasp within the next year. I would like to see them go after the Women's Tag Team Championships, but it seems like they got a lot going on with that right now, and we'll talk about that a little later. later. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
Lash Legend needs to be watched out for. She is a force to behold in the future of WWE. A little bit
Yeah,
of
I
somber
agree.
section, Bernard.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, and it's like
What
with
up,
that
Alex?
being said, what's up, Alex? And with that being said, Shake, I wouldn't be surprised if they broke her Nia up sooner rather than later, being that she getting this praise from Triple H and probably WWE higher ups themselves. Because if she's getting high praise like that, and she keeps showing this in the next future months into the new year and all, it's gonna be a matter of time before they until they break them up. Now, yeah, they might win tag team gold, but like I said, how long you think that tag team will last? Because
Yeah.
she's the future, and she's the future alpha woman in that division. Not not saying Nia doesn't have it, she still has it now, but who knows, if she, when how long they're gonna be teaming together.
Yeah, I don't expect it to last too long. I definitely think they do want to have them win tag titles. So I think they're going to stay around for a little bit and then, eventually work on that breakup. They're not too hot to break things up super quickly, as we've seen, especially with the Judgment Day, but that's kind of worked out. But Dominic Mysterio of the Judgment
Hmm.
Day, he
Hmm.
won back his Intercontinental Championship in a way that made Eddie Guerrero smile from ear to ear wherever he was watching from, hopefully upstairs. But my goodness, Dominic Mysterio will be a world champion within the next 3 years. You can quote me on that. He just had an absolute tear down the house, damn near steal the show match with the greatest of all time. And how many guys at that age could have pulled off something like that? Can I just throw this out there? The last one that really comes to mind that was in a situation at that age with a superstar of that caliber,
Who's that?
Randy Orton with The Undertaker.
Mm,
It's
wow.
eerily similar.
Wow. Yeah,
And yes,
I must.
Randy I think he had won a world title before that, but still, just to be in that position, Dominic Mysterio can handle this spotlight. He was phenomenal. And yes, Liv Morgan came back and had the swerve on John Cena, attacked Dom and then hugged Cena and kicked him in the nerds. It was great. It was cinema. Dominic Mysterio is going to be around for a damn long time, and he's going to win a lot of world championships, man.
Yeah, yeah, I must. Yeah, he is. I say shout out to well, congratulations to Dominic Mysterio. Welcome back, Liv Morgan. Um, Dominic Mysterio, that was the crowning moment. I said that was the biggest win of his career. If he don't win anything else, where whoever he fight next along the future and years to come and all, that was his biggest highlight of his career when he beat John Cena and reclaimed his IC title. um, as far as Liv and Dom is concerned, I thought Liv was gonna turn on Dom because Dom was easing on in with with Roxanne Perez and Raquel
Yeah.
Rodriguez, and I'm thinking I said, okay, she's gonna come and turn on Dominic. But like I said, I was in for a full loop. I didn't expect this. Oh man, but hey, I guess the story continues on between Liv and Dom. But shout out to well, congratulations to Dominic Mysterio, and I said that was his biggest win of his career, entire career.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a long career ahead, and certainly the biggest name he could possibly have checked off winning the championship against. And talking about winning some big matches against some big names, granted it's not John Cena, but it was formerly John Cena adjacent. Nikki Bella did lose to Stephanie Vicaire. It was a fine match. Stephanie did good. Um, she's just going to continue to roll, man. I want her to hold this belt for a really long time.
Yeah, me too. Shout out again, congratulations to Stephanie Vicaire. on retaining the title for Nikki against Nikki Bella. She I think she's gonna hold the title all the way to Mania. I don't know. Um, I don't know if they might hold it that long because Liv Morgan is coming after it. Then there's a
Yeah.
potentially Asuka is gonna come after it, but I think I think she's gonna hold the title to Mania. But this good match, but I am looking forward to this good match between her and Liv Morgan, though, being that Liv Morgan was, putting her on notice Monday night.
Stepped right up to her. Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. I really do want to get some Rhea and Stephanie, but I think they're gonna keep us waiting on that one. But
Yeah.
men's War Games match. The heels division: Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed did go on to defeat Roman, Cody, Punk, and the Usos. Not really the surprise there. What was the surprise is that masked gentleman that climbed up down the cage, came in, gave a nice kick into a stomp on CM Punk, up and over and out, allowing the Vision to take the victory. Paul Heyman on Monday said he has no idea at all who that could possibly be, and I think he's so full of it, it's unbelievable. I think he knows exactly who that is, and I think it's Austin Theory.
Yeah, I think so too. First of all, Paul Heyman, I think either um Michael Cole or whoever interviewed Paul Heyman backstage before the show, he said Paul Heyman will always have a step, ahead of everybody else. I mean, I'm gonna say this once more. Paul Heyman is the Illuminati of the WWE. He's the devil himself. Forget Vince McMahon and everything like that. He's the devil himself. You want to become champion, you want to be the best you can ever be and all, sell your soul to Paul Heyman. And right now, everybody that align with Paul Heyman does the same thing. Lesnar did it. I think Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. But like people like CM Punk aligned with him. Roman Reigns aligned with him. Ryback aligned with him. Now Seth Rollins aligned with him. Now Braun Breaker's aligned with him. They sell their soul to him, and now someday are unstoppable. He can't be touched. Um, I don't believe it one bit. Paul Heyman said he always a step ahead. I think he knows who it was. You really think he's going to tell you? Well, oh yes, I think yes, I do know who that. What? No, 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 sir. And I believe it's Austin Theory too. But like I said, Paul Heyman is full of it. It's like you just can't trust the guy.
No. No,
No.
not at all. You can trust him about as far as you can throw him. And I guess that kind of does spiral into Monday Night Raw. One
Uh
of the
huh.
members of the Vision, Braun Breaker, came out and dropped an absolute nuclear warhead on top of CM Punk, verbally, of course. And that promo was one of the best promos I've seen on Monday Night Raw. And I really don't know how long that option B. I think the option B was Austin Theory, and I think that's what Seth and Paul were talking about months ago. But anyway, Heyman is the GOAT. You can never sleep on him. And he is just taking Braun Breaker to an absolute a whole nother level.
Oh
I
yeah.
know there
Yeah.
was this conversation backstage where Paul was like, okay, you're ready for this spot as far as like everything you've done up till now, but none of that matters if you go out there and this promo sucks. They're going to be like, oh, he's not ready for this. CM Punk's going to cook him. No. Braun Breaker stood there like a grown man and said some insane things. And just knowing that there probably will be Larry comments coming in the future, Drew McIntyre may have something to say about it tomorrow night. Hater of the year, but
Yeah.
we'll see. That promo, I think, it came right at the end of the year. That is easily the best promo 2025, like Leroy said. It was just
It
absolutely
is.
unbelievable. I was in it from start to finish.
Yes, me too. And I'm starting to lean towards what you're saying, man. Put the guy in the Hall of Fame, Triple H. They don't need to wait 20 years from now to do it. Um, but yeah, it's like if you want again the Paul Heyman effect. If you want to be the big if you want to be the big star, if you want to be the big the face of the company or the face of the show and everything like that, these are the type of promos that you gotta say on national television. That you got cut on national television. Braun Breaker said everything he said. He had me in a vegetative state like a statue. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell I just hear? Like, this dude is cooking in. I don't think this dude cooked in. It's like whatever CM Punk comes back and says, it still will not beat that promo what Braun Breaker said. I mean, I'm just
No.
gonna go ahead and be totally honest. And it's a CM Punk is like the runner's mouth like talking on, but I don't think whatever CM Punk gonna say when he comes in response to Braun Breaker not gonna top that. That's a heck of a promo from Braun Breaker, and I look forward to this championship match on January 5th, like the first Raw of the new year when he takes on CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I surely look forward to it. But hey, hell of a promo from Braun Breaker.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And McAfee's gonna come back. Yeah. Once college football's done, he will be back. But they go until like
Yeah,
almost February, so he won't be back until like Rumble season. But
right.
that's an interesting point. I also think Braun Breaker is probably going to win the Royal Rumble. I felt like it was going to be
Hmm.
Rollins and Punk, but Rollins got injured, so that's not going to happen. Um, and I think that's a perfect spot for Braun Breaker. I thought originally this was going to be Punk's moment. He was in the main event, won the match, but then got cashed in on, so he didn't really have that real coronation. So I thought they were going to have him beat Seth for the title at WrestleMania, but plans change. I think it's very realistic that CM Punk puts over Braun Breaker at WrestleMania 42 and he gains that world championship.
Yeah. I look at all that too because I look at the scenario because here really due to Seth Rollins' injury, really Roman Reigns supposed to be in that spot. And then he supposed to turn, I mean not turn, but put over Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. So he supposed to beat Braun Breaker the first time, go to Royal Rumble, I guess win the Royal Rumble, win the World Heavyweight Championship from Seth Rollins. Then that's when Roman Reigns becomes world champion. Where Roman Reigns puts over Braun Breaker at SummerSlam and have Braun Breaker become world champion. But all that went to trash when Seth Rollins did the injury. So here's the scenario I'm looking to do. I'm looking at being at Braun Breaker. I'm gonna say he's gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Um, I said have it set it up for Seth versus Braun for the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense because after all, he turned on him. Braun Breaker turned on him. I show Braun Breaker Seth. They're gonna have a match when Seth gets back. But I'm looking at like I said, a long game. That's the ultimate goal right now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Roman versus Cody 3 is picking up a lot of steam. I tend to agree with Leroy. I don't want to see it again. Not that it's going to be a bad match because it's not. It's just like it doesn't have that same steam it had the last couple of times, obviously. We're a few years
Right.
removed from it. And it's just like, oh, you had this brush up at War Games, sure, but I don't know. I'd rather see Roman involved in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. I think that title would look so damn good on Roman. I prefer something else, but it does certainly seem like that's going to happen. That dust up at the end
Yeah.
of War Games between Roman and Cody was not for nothing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's like I don't want to see it now. I mean, anything could happen in the WWE. Things change, and who knows? It could still may change, but that's the direction we're looking to go. I don't want to see it, but I mean, it's not going to have that same, aura or that same investment or compelling story like you said first two times. When Cody Rhodes came back, he failed to finish the story the first time. Then the second time he faced him at WrestleMania, he actually finished the story by becoming champion. So uh, we'll see what happens. Things could still change.
Yeah, it's a long road. We'll see how it ends up going. Gunther is officially the man that will take on John Cena in his final match. The man to retire John Cena is Gunther. I thought he was the man to do it. He is now. And the question is, people have gone back and forth. Does John Cena win his last match against Gunther?
I don't think so. No, no. I think John Cena likes to put over, young talent, give him back to the WWE. I think Gunther is going to get the win. And then he'll retire not one but two legends in the same year, Goldberg and John Cena, and that's going to put him up to on a different pedestal. Now the question is, once he does that, in my opinion, is like, it's kind of like up there between Gunther and Braun Breaker because like I said, Gunther about to retire two legends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Gunther should be in that same heavyweight title picture as Braun Breaker, even though Braun Breaker is probably going to win the championship and everything like that? But I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and to be completely honest with you, if Braun Breaker wins the title, we'll probably get Gunther versus Braun Breaker. I don't know if he takes the title off of him. It'll really depend on the timing and how everything's going. But moving Gunther to SmackDown wouldn't be the worst thing, Alex. Raw's really just jam packed right now, especially in the world title scene. But things seemingly gonna free up over on the SmackDown side. If we do get Cody Roman 3 and Roman wins, that gives you the opportunity for Gunther versus Roman. But yeah, I do think given the fact that Gunther does beat John Cena and retires him, I think he has to be in the world title picture relatively soon. Um, does that mean he wins the Rumble? I'm still
Nah.
really high on Braun Breaker to win the Rumble, but I could see
Yeah,
Gunther
me
winning
too.
the Elimination Chamber and going to Mania and winning a world title.
Yeah, that could be an option as well. Um, but then again, if they're doing a Roman versus Cody 3 and Roman Reigns is in the chamber, that means Roman Reigns have to win the chamber as well
Yeah.
instead of Gunther.
Yeah. There's a lot going on with it, and we'll see how
Yeah.
it all plays out. The Judgment Day did stand tall at the end of another episode of Monday Night Raw, but this time, you know, it was Roxanne involved with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We thought there was going to be a little bit of friction there. Roxanne, excuse me, didn't want to rub Liv the wrong way. Was like, you know what? I was only holding this for you. Here you go. It's really yours. And Liv was like, I'm going after Stephanie. Thank you, but this is yours. You can keep it. So that kind of puts that to bed for now. As far as the friction between Roxanne and Liv, my question is, do you buy it?
Yeah, to a fault. Or
Sure.
I'm gonna say yeah to a fault. Okay, yes, I'm buying it. Okay, I'm gonna say his. Okay, I'm buying it because, like you said, Liv Morgan is going after the world championship. Like I said, she want to make Judgment Day being draped in gold once again. Um, and being that, she wants to go after the world championship with Stephanie Vacquer, I guess, yeah, she want to go, have Raquel and Roxanne win back the women tag team titles. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, fine. But however, that's not going to work. And this is what I say it's going to work. This is it's going to work to a fault because pretty sure I see around Royal Rumble season or on a Raw or at the Royal Rumble pay per view itself, is going to be Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacquer for the World Championship. Liv Morgan is going to lose. Um, However, Liv Morgan's going to lose. I think, as far as what the Women's Tag Team Championship is concerned, and being at this Kabuki Warriors' first defense as three-time Women's Tag Team Championship, it's kind of up in the air, and I don't see them losing that early or that soon. But Liv Morgan's going to be kind of ticked off. Things not going to go their way, and then they see Raquel's gonna defend Roxanne over Liv, and Liv going to be like, "Well, how? Like, what do you mean? Like, me, you was tag team champs first. I see it going like that, but I'm gonna say, nah, I buy it to a fault because when things go left, Liv Morgan, they're gonna get really frustrated, and she's gonna start blaming Roxanne for coming in and taking, or so-called calling herself taking over the Judgment Day, which she really wasn't. So that's where I see that going at.
Yeah, and I think Finn Balor's probably going to have a mastermind plot behind all of it. So long story short, I'm interested in the Judgment Day again. You got me back. Coming up this weekend, Bernard, something we talked about before the show, we got NXT deadline predictions coming at you. It's going to be a pretty fun show. Let's kick it off here. NXT North American Champion with the Maple Leaf belt, all ego Ethan Page is going to take on the Mexican sensation known as Mr. Iguana for that North American Championship. How do you feel about it, Bernard?
I think it's going to be a good, exciting match. But however, I think Ethan Page retains.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he's going to win. It'll be really fun. This is just exposure for Mr. Iguana. I don't think he'll win a championship unless he comes over here full time, but it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And then next on the docket, Izzy Dame, the woman who cost Tatum Paxley her one and only NXT Women's Championship, is going to face Tatum Paxley in a one-on-one match at Deadline. I got to be honest, Bernard, I got Izzy Dame in this one.
Izzy Dame? I don't know, man. I think I got Tatum Paxley in this one. When you deal with crazy people are unpredictable at times. She doesn't even know what she's going to do. And that's I think is dangerous in itself. So I say I got Tatum Paxley in this.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm going with Izzy Dame is just because she's had it out for Tatum this whole time. There's a lot of negative feelings going into this. And moreover, Tatum just had her moment. And this seems like the time where they're trying to build Izzy Dame up. And I think beating a former NXT Women's Champion is a perfect way to do it. So we'll see how it plays out. I could also see Tatum winning, given the fact that she was just champion. You don't want to squash all the momentum. But we'll see how the chips play out and where the cards fall. NXT Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. This match is so fun. People talk about the Royal Rumble. People talk about WarGames, Money in the Bank, all those match types, and they're cool. They're fun. Elimination Chamber, sure. Iron Survivor is my favorite match type in WWE right now. It is such a unique idea. It's a 6-person, or is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-person Iron Man match. Iron Woman in this case. And how it works is it's a 25-minute limit, and 2 superstars start the match. And then, I think it's every couple of minutes, another superstar enters the ring. And you go for pinfalls and submissions. And if you get pinned or submitted, you go into the box, a penalty box, and you're stuck there for 90 seconds, means you're out of the match. And this has led to some really crazy things, right? Someone gets an early lead, and then they get eliminated. They're in the box for 90 seconds, and someone gets close, but at the last second, before the Iron Survivor clock runs out, they run out and steal the pin and win it. It's so cool to watch. There's so much going on, and it's awesome. The TNA Knockouts World Champion, Kaylani Jordan's in the match. Who do you think's winning?
So there's 2 people that I think is going to win this match. Well, then 3. You mentioned her name just now: Kaylani Jordan, Sora Ruka, or Lola Vice. Them 2 right there is so close. To take it all. So I'm going with, let's say, either Kalani Jordan or Lola Vice. I would say Soruka, but I got a feeling Zarya is going to turn on her in that match.
Yeah.
And she's going to be out of it. So it's going to be either between Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan. And I say I gotta go with Lola Vice. I think she's got it. She got the skill set. She's got the moves and all that type shit. But I go with Lola Vice in this match. Who you got?
I'm going with Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, okay.
Yeah, I really think it's Jordan Grace. She's been on NXT for a little while now, hasn't really done too much. Lola's kind of doing her thing in Mexico also at the moment, so I don't feel like the pressure is as high there for her, but I could see her winning it. If I have a number 2 pick, it is probably Sol Ruca. I don't think Kalani's going to win, given the fact that she is the TNA Knockouts World Champion. I don't really see them giving her 2 belts. It's possible. We'll see. But yeah, I'm
She
going with
lost.
Jordan Grace.
Kalani Jordan lost the TNA championship. She no longer
Oh, she
champion.
did? Who's the
Yeah.
champion
She
now?
lost it.
I missed that.
Lei Yang Lee.
Oh,
As you know, as
yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Xia Li. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Lee.
right. I did see that. I completely forgot. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yep. So we'll see that. But you know something, it's like
Okay.
there's one woman that they kind of missed too. They could go into the next match. When is Jada Parker's gonna get her shine? Like what's up with that?
Yeah. It seems like they decided to strap the rocket to Lash Legend and left Jada Parker behind.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's really weird. She hasn't been in any of these big pay-per-views lately. Maybe there's something going on with her. I don't know. It's really weird.
Well,
But
we'll
the
see.
men Iron Survivor Challenge. This match is gonna be insane, dude. Javon Evans, Leon Slater. You got Joe Hendry, Dion Lennox, and Miles Bourne. With the athleticism in this match alone, I know it's not the main event, but it should be. I get the NXT World Championship is the main event. That's fine. But, dude, this match is going to steal the show. I'm picking Joe Hendry. I'm picking Joe
Hendry.
I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Believe Joe Hendry. Okay. So, yeah, I think Joe Hendry is going to win. I was thinking between either Joe Hendry or Javon Evans. I would say Miles Bourne, but Miles Bourne, he still got to get his feet wet some more. But yeah, Joe Hendry makes sense. Totally makes sense. In this match, and we gotta see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I like the Javon Evans pick. I think Javon and Ricky Saints would be a really fun match. That being said, we'll head on into the main event chat. It is going to be Ricky Saints, the NXT champion, defending against an absolute mammoth of a man, Obafemi. And I got to be honest, I think Ricky Saints is winning here, and only because Obafemi's going up to the main roster. I wouldn't be surprised, just because he's not already there, if Trick Williams is somehow involved in this match.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. So I kind of iffy on this match. I think I'm leaning more towards Obafemi because of the fact that Ricky Saints supposed to be heading up soon too, because these superstars, these big time superstars came from other places. They ain't trying to be in NXT for too long. I guess they, what it to try and get the pep, the feeling and routine of WWE, feeling and matches and stuff and times and all. So I say I give it to Obafemi, but I wouldn't be mad if Ricky Saints win the title either. Then he probably go up to the main roster, probably the Monday and the Friday nights after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, hey, chat, got a lot to talk about headed into next week. I appreciate everybody that showed up, showed love. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button if you're watching over on X. Make sure to like, retweet the video, and hit the follow button on that Stadium Rant channel. Check out our website for more content at stadiumrant.com. Follow Stadium Rant and the gentleman on social media. Check out our handles right there at Stadium Rant HQ for the mothership. And until next time, if you're not down with it, we got 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.
the moderator.